So the Urdaneta Mission geographically is pretty small, just compared to a lot of other missions in the world. It covers the province called Pangasinan that has a lot of big towns. It also has a lot of like really small towns. There are quite a few stakes there. There's the Urdaneta stake, the Dagupan stake, Almino stake, Bayambang stake, and then there's a couple other districts. And there's a lot of members that are really, really strong. There are also a lot of members that need strengthening there. There's a temple that's been announced in Urdaneta, and it's been announced for about 5 years, but they haven't started work on it because the people are still needing to be prepared and strengthened in order to be ready to have the temple there. But it's such a great area with very, very humble people, and there's a lot of really strong members of the church. I think one of the biggest challenges for the members in that area is the church is very new there, because when the missionaries came into the Philippines, they started out in the Manila area, and that's down in the south. And then they slowly moved their way up north towards the Urdaneta area, Urdaneta Mission. And so the missionaries have only been there for 40, 30 years. And so there's a lot of first generation families. But I just even saw in my mission as it's continuing to grow, there are becoming more and more second generation members and third generation member families that are really helping to establish the church there. A lot of the people speak Pangalatok or Ilocano. It really depends on the area. Our mission is split pretty much. Like part of it speaks Ilocano and part of it speaks Pangalatok. And it just depends on the area that you're assigned. When I first got there, I was really gung-ho about trying to learn Pangalatok. And then my next area was Ilocano, and then my next area was Pangalatok. And I just kept switching back and forth, and I just stuck with Tagalog, and I tried to learn some of the phrases in those other languages, because when you would talk to the people, they would really appreciate it if you could speak their dialect instead of just Tagalog. And showing them that you were trying to learn their language meant a lot to them. But I never became fluent in either of those languages because most of the people already spoke Tagalog, so I just stuck with Tagalog. Sometimes we would come across like older people that couldn't speak Tagalog as well, but we would either get an interpreter, like a member that could translate for us or something like that to help them. There were about 200 missionaries in the mission when I was there, and I would say more than half of them were Filipino. Which is awesome because they already understand the culture and they understand their people and their language and everything. And then I would say another big ethnic group that was there was from Polynesia. So we had a lot of Tongans, a lot of Samoans. I even had one companion from Micronesia. I don't know if this was rare, but I only had one American companion and the rest were Filipina. So it was great to be able to learn from them because they just, like I said, understand the culture and the people so much better.